Any freestyle rap at all?
Not yet.
Doesn't it appear to be extremely coincidental that you guys arrest people right outside of Governor Newsom's press conference? Is this really just a show of power?
Patriots! This is Secret Service Sam. Sorry about that opening. Can you guys hear me? Let me know here in the commentaries. That was a bit of a rough start. My intro looks like there was an internet difficulty or something. We are broadcasting live to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. This is Secret Service Sam. This is Samson's World, where court comedy culture and your world collide. That's what's crazy about it. I hope you guys are doing good. We got a big show here for you today. We're going to wait for the folks to come into the feed. But man, this world is getting crizzly, crably craisins. I can't even tell you anymore. Like every single day I show up here, man, I do my job. And some days it happens, some days it doesn't. This is Thirsty Thursday, man. We are scraping. We are scraping. Literally, Americans are scraping together everything we have because there's virtually nothing. I talked to a neighbor friend of mine. He's a director. He said, man, I used to turn down work. We were doing 4 commercials a month. He's like, now? He's like, I'm lucky to get, 4 commercials a year. The industry in Hollywood has been dead. It's been decimated. But that's not why we're here to talk today, Patriots. We are here to talk about Little Dick Greg Bovino. Here's his statement he made the other day. Check this out. This is just silly. This is so disgusting. Okay, let me pull this up. Yeah, no, I don't think it's glossed over. We're trying to get the release of the Epstein files, so I think everybody's pretty aware. Let's play this again. This is Greg Bovino again. This is not something very popular that you're allowed to even say on the internet.
Think about it for just a second, what the rape of a child actually entails.
I cannot believe he's saying this. I mean, I get what he's doing. He is saying that they're arresting illegal criminals who are doing these disgusting things. Obviously, we all want them off the street, right? But using this tactic without pointing out that, wait to this video I'm about to play you of this woman who's a United States citizen who was arrested by his goons.
It seems as if that's glossed over by the media oftentimes. What does that entail, and what's that like?
And what's that like? Dude, if anybody would know, it'd be you, Bovino. If you guys notice in my intro and outro of the show, he is featured. I interviewed him, and I smoked him with a question. He walked away after my question because he couldn't handle it.
Think about it for just a second, what the rape of a child actually entails.
They had to bleep it because he's so disgusting.
It seems as if that's glossed over.
I don't know, man. This guy, now here is testimony of a woman that was kidnapped by ICE. Listen to this. This is
me. They took me. They arrested and detained me for 2 days, and I was put in county jail. ICE came. They came out of their cars. They asked me to see my ID, and while they were asking me to see the ID, that man, he called me the N-word. They pushed.
Can you believe that? Let's not gloss this over, Greg Bovino. Let's not gloss over the fact that they called her the N-word. What kind of freaking goon squad, Proud Boys, white national? I mean, that's what everybody said. They're like, hey, man, have you noticed the Proud Boys have gone away? Enrique Tarrios, the leader of the Proud Boys, is listed as one of those ice holes.
Me hard. They used a lot of violence. My body still hurts. I got a concussion. It's really hard for me to speak because of that concussion. And I was screaming. I was crying.
I hope she sues the shit out of them. LOL, sure. Sure what, Bradley? Nicole Good. Uh-oh, here they come. Here come the trolls. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Schulze16 says, Nicole Good got exactly what she deserved. She kept her bitch girlfriend who abused her children and who had no problem telling her how to mow down an ice age. She got exactly what she deserves. Wow. That's pretty harsh, man, or woman, whatever you are. I don't agree. I hope she does sue them. I'd live to hear what comes out in discovery. Yeah. F around and find out. What did this woman do? She is a United States citizen, and they called her the N-word. So who's condoning that in these comments?
They asked me to see my ID. And while they were asking me to see the ID, that man, he called me the N-word.
Who's condoning that in the comments? Is anybody condoning ICE saying that? Come on out. Come on out. Come on out. Say it.
They pushed me hard. They used
By the way, if any of you trolls want to come on the show, I will put the link to come on and let's chat.
a lot of violence. My body still hurts. I got a concussion. It's really hard for me to speak because of that concussion. And
You don't believe her? Why do you not believe her? I mean, what motive does this woman have to lie? That's very interesting, though, Brad. Thank you.
I was screaming. I was crying. I was so scared. I've never been arrested in my life. I don't have a criminal record. I have a clean record.
Who did? ICE did?
Was literal cuffs put on my legs, cuffs on my hands. And I was actually detained with a Native American woman.
Did you hear that? Cuffs on her hands, cuffs on her legs. What did this woman do? That's my question.
And God bless her heart, she went through a lot too. She was also detained by ICE, and she was also a U.S. citizen, and like me. And she had gashes on her face. They shattered her windows. She had blood on her jeans, her corduroy jeans, and she was crying because she was so scared because she was with her dog. She was so scared that her dog got hurt. She was so scared for her life. We were both crying together. We were holding each other tight. And I'll never forget, the fear that we both felt in our hearts that day.
And that's terrible. Paul Vato, thank you for asking. We are streaming on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram at the same damn time, Vato. I just literally put the link to this feed in. If you want to copy and paste that and come in, you can come in and talk to us for a minute, Paul Vato. Would always love to talk with you. Crocodile Tears. DJ, I just put the link into the feed. Come on in and let's talk. Have you ever watched any amount of body cam footage? People will say whatever they can. I actually have some new footage. Let me pull it. Let me see if I can pull it from Trent Out Loud's page, because he actually had some very telling footage on this. And I just don't understand why so many Americans are not more for our police officers, and these aren't even police, it was ICE holes, having more control and not killing our citizen. Like, if this was somebody who, was MAGA, I wouldn't say they deserve to die. Would you? Let's turn this around. Let's say Joe Biden has put out the ICE to get all the illegal immigrants out, and MAGA was really upset about this. Or Joe Biden was saying, let's keep them in. I don't know. Something happened, but a MAGA guy got shot in the face, or a woman. Would you be for it still? I'm just saying. Put yourselves in somebody else's shoes. Wow, which platform do you prefer we join you on? Paul Vato, you just follow the link. I just put it in the comments, and then it goes out to all those platforms at once. Here, I just put the link in the comments again. Come on and join me, Paul Vato. Come on in. We are broadcasting live every single day here. Guys, this is Samson's World, where court, comedy, culture, and your world collide. Anybody who has something to say, I have posted the link in the comments to come onto the feed, and we can talk. I am thoroughly skeptical of anything coming out of mainstream media, considering how much they lie. Yes, Brad, those are facts, and I appreciate you for that. Let's take a minute to think about that. Woosah. Mainstream media. I mean, dude, CBS is dead. CBS is being run by Bari Weiss. That's what I've learned. For some of you that don't know, I was covering the Diddy trial all on my own, independent media. I'm a comedian. I'm a Comedia. Ooh, that's a good company name, Comedia. But the irony is, man, people like I go on Nancy Grace and stuff, but I wanted to go on like CBS and like talk to people like, oh, Sam, well, comedians, we don't really have any kind of jokey kind of shows. And I'm like, whoa. Oh wow! I mean, why comedians? Why can't we be? Because we're funny. We can't come on your show and tell the truth. That's what they don't like about us. Yeah, no, every single Fox actually. It used to be you just kind of you thought Fox was being owned and pumped by one narrative, but they all are now. They have said fake news so much that it literally came true. But if that's what arises, out of the ashes like a phoenix, a great opportunity for somebody like myself, Secret Service Sam. You know what I mean? To come out and be an honest journalist. So if you might not like what I say, you might not like my face, my voice. You might, people like to call me gay on here. People, they throw all kind of slurs at me. But the facts are I'm not left, I'm not right. I'm just right versus wrong. Now, let me bring this in. Trent Out Loud had a video that was very great. He is in Montreal. Great reporter. I met him on the Diddy trial. But this is a interesting video. And where is it, Trent? Yep. Because for anybody who's kind of thinking that this guy had to do this, the first shot, I believe, hit her in the arm, second in the chest. The last shot was the one that was the kill shot that got her in the head. So why was that second and third? She actually might have lived through this, which is sad. It's very sad. Okay. Let me bring this video in. Again, this is Trent Out Loud.
I'm sorry, but we cannot let this story die. You see this third shot right here? It has come out today from an independent coronary report that Renee Good was shot in the arm, the chest, and then her face. This is the third shot. And look at this rendering. Is the car coming towards the ICE officer here? What is the...
Right. I mean, if he just would have fired shot one, it would have hit her in the arm. She probably would have lived. We could have not had all this unrest in Minnesota. But look at him. On the third shot, he's clearly out of the way to the car. It was just at that point.
Explanation for the second and third shot for those of you who feel like the first shot was justified.
Yes. There you go.
That's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you.
You see how they match it up? This is pretty cool. Okay. Again, he went around the car twice.
Show your face.
Right? I mean, the guy walked around the car twice. So they keep saying, she weaponized the car, but he walked around it twice. Okay, there they are. Look at the pull out. That's like I do when I don't have a kid. Okay. Yep, he's on like his hand is on the car. It's not like he was really in harm's way. Do you see what they did? Effing bitch that he called her after he shot her. I mean, that's pretty cold. Brad, you cannot trust mainstream media. Not at all. Look at this. Front side. Boom. Third shot. I don't know.
I'd just like to add that as of right now, there is still no investigation on the ICE officer or any ICE officer that was around the day of Renee Good's shooting. However, there is an investigation on, guess who? Renee Good's wife.
Patriots, I apologize about that. I just kicked myself off my own show on accident while I was trying to tag Trent in the video. Is everybody still there? Sorry if I lost anybody. Yeah, Paul Vato. I am on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. We are live right now. We are live and in charge. We are back. Let me pull some more of those videos in because it kicked them out. 1 second here. Look at this. This is pretty good. One of the Capitol Police officers today was seen saying "fuck you" under his breath to these guys
lie with Donald Trump. It
during the
lies
Jack Smith hearing.
with Yogananda Pittman and the U.S. Capitol leadership team. We know they had the intelligence. They had the intelligence. They had the intelligence. 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 And had the intelligence. Had the intelligence. Had the intelligence.
Go fuck yourself. That's great that he did that. Guys, this is Samson's World, where court, comedy, culture, and your world collide. We are just spinning this globe, making this shit happen. Doesn't this guy remind you? I was trying to think of who Greg Bovino reminds me of, right? The ice guy, head of the ice holes. Let me bring his video in here real quick.
New video just in.
Look at this. This is Greg Bovino, head of ICE. He's also in my intro and my outro.
Just in, showing Customs and Border Patrol Chief Greg Bovino in a tense confrontation in Minneapolis, unleashing gas on protesters.
You just got me. We have it.
Backstory of this is reportedly he and other officers went into a Speedway gas station nearby and were refused service. There was video earlier. We saw images of kind of these officers being escorted out or led out of the gas station. There's a huge crowd around them. It devolved into this. And then here you have the main face, the head of Border Patrol, really getting in there in the thick of it with these protesters.
Exactly.
It speaks to how much anger is on the ground here.
Yeah, it's crazy. I know. Psycho Les, yeah, that's pretty nice, dude. Sweet of you. It's kind of crazy. I guess you don't believe in the Constitution, but I guess that's on you. Here is a way that we can copy the animal kingdom, and we found out a great way to get rid of some of these ice holes. If you want, check this out. It's going through. Yep. Shoot him with your Here is the guy these trolls support.
Just a second, what the of a child actually entails.
Where are the Epstein files? Where are the Epstein files? That's my question. I want to know. Hold on.
The of a child actually entails. It seems as if that's glossed over by the media oftentimes. What does that entail, and what's that like?
And what's that like? I'm sure you might have an idea. And I was trying to think in the movie who he reminded me of, and then I figured it out. Let me just adjust some of these lamentations. Okay. Remember Ski School, guys? This is Greg Bovino. I found him.
What? Me and the boys.
Before he was head of the ice hole.
Well, isn't it my lucky day?
Talks just like
Algiers Watusi growth formula. Oh, right, yeah, ha ha.
Hey, Murray, we're just trying to help, okay? We know you have a complex about your height.
I don't have a complex about my height. The only thing complex around here is how I'm gonna get you nitwits through recertification. Get out of here. Well, oh, hey, look. Does this stuff really work?
Murray, it works.
hilarity. What do you guys think? Oh, it keeps going.
Minute. Wait a
a minute.
Greg
Wait
Bovino.
just a gall darn minute.
That's such a great movie. Go see Ski School if you haven't. Guys, Gavin Newsom was very upset by some of the stuff Daddy Trump was saying overseas. Check it out.
Last night, it was a well-established event at the USA House. Simple conversation.
He was
discussion.
barred.
After Trump's
From
speech, they
NAVSO,
made sure
whatever
that
it's
I
called.
didn't. They made sure it was canceled.
NAVO.
And that's what's happening in the United States of America. Freedom of expression, freedom of assembly, freedom of speech.
Facts.
It's America in reverse. They're censoring historical facts. They're rewriting history. They're censoring books, 4,340 books, libraries, and in schools, banned in the United States of America. You're watching institutions. Any institution of independent thinking is under assault and attack by the Trump administration. You're seeing what's playing out in the streets of American cities, what played out in California, the second largest city in the United States of America. 4,000 National Guard were federalized. 700 active duty Marines were not sent overseas. They were sent to my largest city in the state of California. No due
That's
process.
right, baby.
Windows being smashed. Seatbelts on, being, literally just sort of cut off. People dragged in the streets. Kids separated from families. Knocking on doors. Racially profiling American citizens. So
Yeah. Did you see there was a 4-year-old who they kept outside as bait to try and get the parents, and then they took him like 1,000 miles away to some detention center? This kid. It's terrible.
is it surprising the Trump administration didn't like my commentary
I like Gavin.
and wanted to make sure that I was not
I like his
allowed
wife.
to speak?
They stand up.
No, it's consistent with this administration and their authoritarian tendencies. Forgive me. These are objective facts.
Yeah, and that's what we need right now. We need a return to kindness and a return to objective facts. To be able to look at it, to look at the same, Renee Nicole Good is a very good example. Let's look at the facts. Let's put it up in a court of law. I mean, the fact that she's not even, that her wife is being investigated. Why? I mean, how is that? I mean, you saw this that I just showed of Trent Out Loud.
I'm
What?
sorry, but we cannot.
I mean, watch the video as we scroll in. And again, look at this. He's still not in harm's way. She's turning away. She's turned. She does not hit him. Totally out of the way. I think they will find, if they do end up prosecuting him, which I hope they will, because I believe there's no statute of limitations, that he sees, that she sees justice. And any American that would wish this on someone, or that disgusting comment by Cold 338, Cold 338, come on the show and say that. Say it in front of everybody and let's talk. Why don't you say this instead of typing it? That's the thing. I'll invite you. The link to come into the chat is right above you. You don't even have to show your face. Just come on in on the audio and let's talk about this. When the military enters society, it's really bad. Read some history and you'll understand. Exactly. Don't tread on me. They should not be in our streets. These are not police officers, even. Cops even are poorly trained. But these guys make cops look like, Liam Neeson and Taken. Look at this. He's never in the way. Like maybe his hand is in the way, but they said he had internal bruising. The third shot is the kill shot. The third shot is the kill shot. That was not necessary. And then to say, F you, bitch, like I had the last word. That's crazy talk. Crazy, you guys. This is Samson's World, where court, comedy, culture, and your world collide. This is a beautiful day, guys. Today was just a little, a quickie, as they say in the bedroom. Let me see what else I got here for you guys. If you haven't seen this, some people earlier in the comments were saying they did not believe this. What do you guys
took me.
think?
They arrested
This
and
is somebody
detained
who's
me for
taken
2
by
days, and I was put in county jail.
2 days.
ICE came. They came out of their cars. They asked me to see my ID. And while they were asking me to see the ID, that man, he called me the N-word. They pushed me hard. They used a lot of violence. My body still hurts. I got a concussion. It's really hard for me to speak because of that concussion. And I was screaming. I was crying. I was so scared. I've never been arrested in my life. I don't have a criminal record. I have a clean record. I was literal cuffs were put on my legs, cuffs on my hands. And I was actually detained with a Native American woman. And God bless her heart, she went through a lot too. She was also detained by ICE, and she was also a U.S. citizen, and like me. And she had gashes on her face. They shattered her windows. She had blood on her jeans, her corduroy jeans, and she was crying because she was so scared because she was with her dog, she was so scared that her dog got hurt. She was so scared for her life. We were both crying together. We were holding each other tight. And I'll never forget the fear that we both felt in our hearts that day.
That's terrible. Thank you, Valerie, so much. And look, and then you get guys, cry me a river. The lack of empathy, Charles. Charles, come on the show. I posted it in the comments. Come on the show and tell me why you don't feel any sympathy for this woman. Valerie, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. It's people like you who keep me motivated and moving. Here's something I want to point out. There's been a lot of racism created by Nick Shirley in his reporting in Minneapolis. Charles, I gave you the thing. Come on, dude. Let me paste that again if you want to come on the show. Okay. There it is. I just put the link, Charles. In the meantime, Amy Bach. Are you guys aware of who Amy Bach is? I just found out about this. Amy Bach, often referred to in reports as Amy Bach, who likes the cock, is the former executive director for the Minnesota-based nonprofit Feeding Our Children, Feeding Our Future, who was convicted in March of 2025 for masterminding what prosecutors described as the largest COVID-19 pandemic fraud scheme in the United States, totaling roughly $250 million. And everybody was hating on Somalis and everything. And look when you see Miss Amy Bach, who rocks the cock. It's just going to show that, okay, she's as white as they come, this Karen. The scheme. Bach was accused of orchestrating a scheme to defraud federal food assistance programs, specifically the Summer Food Service Program and Child and Adult Care Food Program, by submitting fraudulent reimbursement claims for meals that were never served to children. Mastermind verdict in March 2025, a federal jury found Bach guilty on all 7 counts, including wire fraud, conspiracy to commit wire fraud, and federal programs bribery. Whoosh. Guys. Well, first of all, I'm sure they was told several times to comply. When you don't comply with a federal officer, you get what you deserve. Thank you, Charles. Charles, are you going to come on the show? Let's talk, man. I don't have a lot more time. Come on and let's chat. And her ass deserves to go to prison for 20 years. Who? This Amy Bach? I want to say maybe she did. Let's see. Prosecutors stated that the fraud facilitated by Feeding Our Future under her leadership involved approximately $240 million to $250 million, with reports indicating she personally benefited from the funds. Conviction and sentencing. Following her conviction, a judge ordered her to pay back over $5 million in personal profits. As of January 2026, she remained in custody, having failed in attempts to get her convictions thrown out. Between 2019 and 2021, Feeding Our Future saw an exponential increase in claims, going from 3 million to nearly 200 million. That's insane. By the way, I'm old school and don't know how to do the links ship, bro. That's funny, Charles. No worries. Charles, the link, all you got to do is just copy it, and you put it above in your browser, and then click that and it'll bring you in, or put it on your phone. You can just copy and paste on your phone, but it's no worries, Charles. My youngest, his name is Charlie. He's probably going to be calling me soon anyway to come pick him up. Yeah, Amy Bach, though. But see, my point is Nick Shirley was having everybody's, hating on Somalians, and all this racism is being directed at Somalian Americans. And this is a white woman, as crispy cracker Karen as they come. And my point is, we can't you don't say all white people, oh, we need to get rid of all these white Karens because they're committing fraud. No. We need to treat people as individuals and realize that you can't just call a whole group, and you can't cancel out a whole group just because one or a few are committing crimes. But I thought this was very interesting. I got to thank Jay Muhammad, who put me onto this. Minnesota's biggest fraud scheme that is constantly blamed on the Somali people living in Minnesota. She was arrested for her role in what prosecutors say was $250 million COVID-era effort to defraud a federal program to feed hungry children. This is the shit I love, man. And you know what? Why are we not asking why political parties spending millions on elections that only pay a few $100,000? Yeah. Here's my question, you guys. Why do we give them half of our Benjamins? Why do we give them half of our income and we have no say in where the money goes? I don't want my money going to killing children anymore. Do you? I don't. Like, if we had a filter that we could put over our money, I want to make sure the money doesn't get through to kill children or anything like that. I love the kids, man. And all kids need love, and it breaks my heart when kids are brought into this world and there's no love and no resources. And, and then you have people like this Amy Bach who are defrauding kids out of food, the basic necessity. It's disgusting. Yeah, I'm not left. I'm not right. I'm just right versus wrong. And this woman is clearly freaking wrong. Let me see what else I got for you guys. Let me see right here what I got for everybody. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Yeah, this is just it's a wild Thursday. It's a wild world, I have to say. I'm betting this is totally fabricated. What is totally fabricated? Amy Bach? Let's actually find out. That's a good question. But I don't think so. I just let's see. Is this Amy Bach fraud case in Minnesota real? Wake me when MAGA turns on Rick Scott for the largest fraud of benefits in history. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing we can all agree on, is that children need protection. And that's the thing about this, all this ICE, all this crap. We just want the Epstein files released. I don't care if my favorite filmmaker's on there, my favorite poet, my favorite actor, my favorite politician. I don't give a fuck who's on it. I don't care if the owner of Dan Cathy from Chick-fil-A, I don't care who is on it. If they went to the island, they need to pay. Children need our protection. Those are facts. What did Rick Scott do? Let's see. Yes, Amy Bach is real. Look it up, my friend, or come on the show and let's discuss it. But we did find the way to get rid of ICE. This is foolproof. Spread this to anybody, any American who's trying to get rid of ICE. This is what you got to do. Watch this. This video will tell you. Go. They're chasing you. Boom. Shit in their face. That generally works. Yep. Oh my God, dude. Can you imagine if I had that ability? Rick Scott. Let's see. Rick Scott commits fraud. Rick Scott, currently a U.S. Senator from Florida and former governor, was the CEO of Columbia HCA, which in late 1990s, early 2000s became the subject of the largest healthcare fraud investigation in U.S. history. Oh, Lord. The company pleaded guilty to 14 felonies and paid over $1.7 billion. Holy jagogglins. In fines, penalties, and damages to settle fraudulent billing claims. Systematic fraud. Under Scott's leadership, Columbia HCA was found to have systematically defrauded Medicare, Medicaid, and other federal programs. The golden parachute. Upon his resignation, Scott received a severance package. It pays. Racism pays. Fraud pays. Upon his resignation, Scott received a severance package valued at nearly $10 million in cash and left with over $10 million of shares of the company's stock, then worth more than $350 million. Damn. Despite being the CEO during the period of the fraudulent activity, Scott was never personally charged with a crime. Fifth Amendment. In a 2000 deposition for a civil suit related to the case, Scott invoked the Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination 75 times. I'm going to Fifth Amendment. Did you party with those girls? Fifth Amendment. That just means you're guilty. Scott has maintained that he was unaware of the wrongdoing, but he has also stated he takes responsibility for the actions of his company. He has described the investigation as politically motivated. Get it? Good Lord. Hey, how are you doing, Silky Sweet? Welcome to the show. Hello, Sam. Just cleaning and cooking and almost missed your live. Thank you so much. What are you cooking, Silky Sweet, my most loyal fan out there? MAGA is just a bunch of rich folks tricking Americans to cut off their own nose to own the libs. Exactly. That's why I keep saying there's no left or right. They're just right versus wrong, or us versus them. Us versus the billionaires. And the billionaires are Democrats and Republican politicians. Bro, you're whack for taking off my comment. I didn't take off any comments, dude. What are you talking about? Which comment would you like me to display, Charles? Which one, Charles? Let me know, Charles. Let me know in the comments, bro. I don't take comments down, man. Not unless you're saying, racy, bad words and stuff. LOL, noodles and egg and tomatoes and cheese and some diced ham. Something healthy, LOL. Sounds good, Silky Sweet. Cook it up. That sounds delicious. Taking off my comment. Come on, Charles. Which one is it? Which comment is it, Charles? I'll put that shit up quick as day. Oh, man, I'm getting tired up in here, guys. We're going up on this 40th minute, but let me see what else I got for you. Let me see if there's any new news. Let me see what else is in your world. Sony Pictures execs caught bashing Blake Lively in Baldoni court docs. She orchestrated all this drama. Yeah. The Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively shit, it is coming back. Here he is. Yeah, Charlie. What's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's going on?
I just want to say hi.
Oh, hi. How are you doing?
What?
How are you doing?
Fine.
Wait, you want me to come pick you up?
Yeah, could you?
Yep, I'll be there soon.
Okay, I love you.
Love you. Bye. The general strike in Minnesota. Silky Sweet, you didn't miss too much. We've just been discussing the news. I don't know if you did miss this clip. I showed everybody how to get rid of ice. Hey, Action Pack. I haven't heard from you in a minute, man. Good to have you here today. My two most loyalist listeners here. Appreciate you guys. The government wants all of us to fight each other. It's a distraction to see what they are really doing. Absolutely, Standard. That's it. That is it. That is it. The diaper Donway. Yep. That video is amazing when I saw it going around. Women probably need this for guys at the club if they're getting bothered by a guy. Boom. Guy's like, all right. And you hear like shit. Even there, I mean, did you see? Even the lion has a language for shit, man. That's a lot of shit, my friend. Fuck! It went up his nose. Shit. He's seeing things, man.
That's exactly why I don't eat ass.
That's so funny. Oh yeah, this is Reuben Warren. This is Reuben Warren, a hilarious comedian. That's exactly why I don't eat ass. That's funny. Gummy, the Hariboos, yep. Well, after Trump made a fool of himself, now nations want Americans to impeach him. Well, we'll see. I just don't believe they'll ever be able to do it, man. He's so deeply ingrained up everybody's ass. I just want him to release the Epstein files. How about you guys? Yeah, I wonder, do you guys think this is AI? I don't know. I hope this is real. I really pray that I really hope it's real. I mean, can you imagine the power? I mean, what a fart, man. That's what you call explosive diarrhea. The cheetah must have been desperate. Yeah. Well, not after that. I mean, he won't go hunting for a while after that. I mean, you know how, I mean, he's got shit in his stomach after that. I mean, that was a poop fart. He got squirted. He won't, and his base is so filled with stochastic terrorists that the rest of the Republican machine is terrified. Yeah, everybody's too scared to move. That's what's sad. And I think this will be a lesson from Trump is like, you can't be loyal to a president. You can be loyal to our country. A soldier who's loyal to the Constitution, I think, is important. But you can't be loyal to a president because you can see a president might do what's good for the president. Saw a post about everything he has complained about and pushed through. He's avoiding the release of Epstein files. He knows he's in them. Yep. We need Ro Khanna and Thomas Massie to step up and subpoena Bondi over not releasing the files. Did you see? I saw today Pam Bondi is pissed. She is livid and crying because a federal judge rejected, would not sign the paperwork to indict Don Lemon. They want to indict Don Lemon. They arrested a few people at that church protest that they did of the guy was an ice hole officer. He led some division in Minnesota, and he was a pastor, which is freaking crazy. So anyway, they were trying to bring charges against Don Lemon, which was like the KKK Act, which is wild. Let me see what that is. What is the KKK Act they were trying to put on Don Lemon? There's no hate quite like Christian love. Yeah, that's funny. The second term has exposed how cowardly Americans are. It really has. And Sam, now ICE says they can go through any door without papers for any reason, right? Which is very unconstitutional. As of January 2026, the Ku Klux Klan Act of 1871, also known as the Enforcement Act of 1871, was the statute mentioned by Department of Justice officials regarding a potential investigation into journalist Don Lemon. He's black. They're going to put the KKK Act on him? Thanks. On January 18, 2026, anti-ICE immigrations protesters entered a church service at City's Church in St. Paul, Minnesota, chanting and interrupting the service to protest ICE presence in a fatal shooting by an agent of Nicole Renee Good. Don Lemon's role. Don Lemon, a former CNN anchor acting as an independent journalist, was present live streaming the protest and was alleged to have been part of the group. Alleged. Lemon stated he was there to report, not to participate, and denied prior knowledge of the plan to enter the church. Now, here's my question. Freedom of speech, freedom of press. It is their constitutional rights to go in there and protest a pastor who is a leader of ICE, who's in there preaching the word of God and Jesus. He would deport Jesus, the guy he's preaching for. Other potential charges, the DOJ was also reviewing the incident under the Freedom of Access to Clinic Entrances, the FACE Act, which protects against the intimidation or disruption of religious services. Lemon responded to the threats by stating he was cast as the face of a protest I was covering as a journalist. I don't know. It's crazy times when a journalist is getting threatened to be arrested. Like, what are we doing? Freedom of speech, freedom of press, the Constitution. Don't tread on me, bitch. I don't know. I don't know where we are anymore. What do you guys think? I think I do know where we are. I think I know where we are. This is where we are. We're all getting shit not in our face, right up our nose. And that's why we're screaming. Grocery prices. Nope.
That's exactly why I don't eat ass.
Yep. When a girl's drunk. I don't know, guys. What do you think? Need to get a paper going for all to sign to impeach Trump as he has violated our laws and doing as he wants. Yeah. I agree with you, Silky Sweet. I mean, I think it's gone too far. I mean, months ago. But, I mean, how many people need to die under ICE's, under ICE's rule? Let me see if I have something here real quick. You have chosen. I don't know. I don't have it. It's crazy. And I don't have all the answers. But I do appreciate you guys coming here every day and talking with me and starting the conversation. I do need to go get the kids and get that moving. If anybody has any last minute little questions or anything. Paul Vato is here. Look at this. Are you there, Vato? Let's bring you into the mix. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, Sam Croup, Secret Service Sam.
There he is, Vato. Where are you, my friend?
I've relocated to Chicago.
Oh, really? Okay, because I know you were in Vegas.
Yes, I was. Yes, I was.
Now you're back in Chi-Town. That's pretty
cool. Back in Chi-Town, hitting up all the old jaunts, old town Chicago, Second City.
Oh, wow.
The new Improv Olympic.
There's a new Improv Olympic. I didn't know that.
Yeah. They relocated from where they were on Clark and Addison, where I studied improv.
Right, me too.
Yeah. To where did we meet? Did we meet in Chicago? We met in Chicago, right?
We met in Chicago at the Donnie's Skybox when you were doing Salsation.
Touched by an Anglo.
Yep. And Joe Nunez. That's where I met you, Joe Nunez, Eva Rios, right? Who else was on the show?
Diane Herrera.
Yep.
Ricky Carmona at one point before we split up into what was it called?
What was it?
Into between improv and sketch.
Yeah.
There was a faction that only wanted to do improv, and we were like, no, we got to use improv to write sketches. So the group divided. Paula Lopez, Sean Cordobez. Some early.
You're probably one of the only Latino sketch groups in Chicago.
The only one. I mean and that's why Tilda Del Toro and I kind of came up with the idea. Amar Arboleda. We kind of came up with the idea around the same time. Because I went to Keith Privet and I was like, hey man, I want to kind of, because Sharna, I got a call from the powers that be, and they were like, hey, if you don't take a class, we can't guarantee you a spot on the team on Thirsty Turtle.
Right.
And I was like, well, I've already studied with Del Close. Well, I go, all right, what else can I study? And they're like, I don't know, but you just got to sign up. I'm like, screw this. So I was like, I'm going to do my own ensemble. So that was kind of the genesis. But apparently Tilda was feeling the same way. And she had gone to Keith around the same time. So Keith was like, hey, you should, if you know Tilda, or if you don't, get to know her, because she wants to do the same thing.
Interesting.
And so we ended up, forming Salsation
Yep.
and meeting at with some of the early like 6 people or so. But yeah,
Yeah.
that was so.
And
So
how
were
do
you
you
doing a show
feel?
there?
I was doing with Jason Flowers. Shout out to Jason Flowers. He's probably still in Chicago too.
Yeah.
Wilbus, Amadeus, Croakley, and then Snatchville with Chris Counts. And Wilbus was Jordan Peele was the star of that show.
That's right, because he had just maybe shown up with Becky Drysdale.
Exactly. They did Two White Guys, which was an excellent sketch show at the Improv Olympic. But yeah, Jordan and Peele, I was in that play with him, which was pretty cool, but he was the star. I'll never forget. He had like big balls in this one scene. And so I was responsible for blowing up the balloons. And I'll never forget. He's like, "Hey, can you make him just a tiny bit bigger?" Well, I started doing like,
whatever happened to that guy? What's he doing now?
Jordan Peele, I don't know, man. He's one of the casualties of Hollywood. We mark him down as one of the ones who should have made it but didn't.
It's crazy. I mean, I thought he was.
He would have been like a great kind of I don't know, horror thriller, social commentary writer director. It's just a shame.
Who'd have thought that
in a sketch show, like with what's his name, Keegan Michael Key. Like if him and Jordan Peele did a sketch show together, God, it would have been amazing.
It would have been amazing. It would have been amazing. Yeah, I was. We would hang out at Club Curson.
Oh yeah,
Do you remember Club?
Of course, Ike Barinholtz's house on Curson.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And Jordan didn't even drive. He'd walk over because he lived close enough. He'd just sit there twirling his hair. And
Jordan. That's what people don't know. Jordan had the dreads, or the little short, and he would he would just always sit there, kind of twiddling them, smoking weed, and twiddling his hair.
Oh yeah, smoking a lot of weed. That's right.
Oh yeah. What do you think about as far I made a video today talking about some of the racism in the business. In the Black community of how we have to have Black nights in Hollywood at all of the clubs. And it's interesting, Salsation, that was like one of the only Latino sketch groups, and just pointing that out, like what kind of, do you believe there's racism in the business and makes it hard for Latinos? I was saying you have to be kind of more white adjacent, and those are the people who have an easier time finding success.
Well, I mean, that's a tough one, because I feel, I'd like to think I didn't really experience much of that. What we got at the beginning of Salsation, or like when we moved out to Hollywood or LA, it was more like, but we experienced it from both sides. So we would take a show to CBS, or as we call it, the Caucasian Broadcast Service, and they would say, "And have you tried Univision?" And we'd be like,
or Telemundo.
Oh, Telemundo. And then we would try Telemundo and Univision, and they'd say, like,
"Did you try CBS?
Have you tried CBS? Have you tried ABC? All but colored, all but colored.
Asians.
No blacks or Chicanos."
That's funny.
And so it was on both sides, because we were like too Americanized, because they're like, "You guys are gringos," and we're like, "Wait, what?" Because you guys are gringos. You should be on a ABC, NBC, CBS, or Fox or anything.
They're calling you gringos. Explain that to me.
Well, I mean, I've gotten that in Mexico as soon as I open my mouth, and they realize that I'm not, because I'm like, "No, soy mexicano. I'm Mexican," and they're like, "No, tú eres gringo. You're a gringo." I'm like, "But I'm Mexican." And they're so it's more gringos, more you're an American.
Right, you're more American.
So you're more American. So they would kind of say the same thing. They're like, so we felt like we were too Latino for the main networks, and then too Americanized for this. Yeah, we don't really speak Spanish as in our first language.
Right.
So we weren't doing, not to stereotype, but like goofy comedy, physical comedy, like you used to see mostly, and still kind of do on the Spanish channels. So that we didn't kind of fit in, but we were always, we were always optimistic, Sam. We were always like,
Yeah.
this is the year. We even named some shows. There's a Latin explosion in my pants because back then it was like it's a Latin explosion.
I mean, it was, right?
Ricky
Ricky Martin.
We
I
even
mean,
wrote that
yeah.
parody song, "Living the Lazy Life" instead of living the crazy life, "Living La Vida Floja," which we recorded. I produced. We recorded.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. That was when Ricky Martin was the Latin explosion. Yeah, and it's surprising that salsation and that kind of movement wasn't able to translate to something for you guys, a sketch comedy show or something like that, because you guys were selling out. I mean, you had great marketing. And you know how it is in Chicago. It's a lot easier to get people to come see a live show in Chicago, I think, than almost any other city.
It's very theater friendly. It reminds me of what Amr said.
But
it reminds me a little bit of what Amr Arboleda said, who was half Colombian and half Pakistani, and a pharmacist. So of course he was involved in drugs, but no, legitimate. And he, we were thinking about opening up, doing a second night because we were selling out Donnie's Skybox at the Second City, and he's like, so we started exploring opening up a show in Pilsen, and I forget, somebody said to us, they're like, well, it's not really theater season. And Amr looked at him and goes, Latinos don't know when theater season is. And he was right. We opened it, and now we're selling out Friday nights and Saturday nights. One night in Pilsen, one night at Donnie's Skybox. And yeah, it is easier to get people to come out to shows in Chicago. I'd like to see if we could do Touched by an Anglo again. I don't know if
I know,
it might be dated.
Yeah, I mean, I've been wanting. I'm working on a sketch show for the Netflix as a joke fest called "Racism Is Back." So, I've been writing that one and putting it together. It's going to be kind of like a musical and everything. But I think it's a good time to bring sketch back. It's been kind of a while. Stand up really took the forefront for a while. And if you'll notice, nobody's really doing sketch. I mean, nobody's doing it online much. You know what I mean? I would think probably in Chicago, that's where they're doing it most. Improv and sketch, but like there's not a ton of improv out here in LA. You know that. Like there's not a ton of sketch, you know what I mean? Like I used to love living in Chicago, obviously, when you and I did the Southpaw show together and you played Dirty Sanchez, my sidekick. Like, God, we would have sellout shows even out here in LA. Well, I think you would come along in LA.
I mostly did. I don't think I ever did the show in Chicago, but
yeah, that's true.
I mean,
that's the point. Yeah, Chris Counts was the Colonel.
Yes.
But man, that was a lot of fun, especially at the Acme Theater. I mean, we had everybody because you were very closely related with everybody at Mad TV. So we had Ike Barinholtz on the show. We had Steve Agee. We were getting some fun guests on the show.
I forgot about that. Of course, Gus Richter.
Yeah,
was a mainstay. But then also, didn't we have Tiffany Haddish on, or didn't Tiffany?
Yeah, Tiffany did the show. Aaron McGahee from Jackass. Oscar did the show. Melissa Renee Martinez.
Yeah, I forgot that we had such great Erica.
Gisa did the show. We had the Southpaw Girls. Yeah, we had Big Bry. Remember Big Bry who played Smokey Greens? Shout out to Brian. I don't know where the hell Brian's at. I think he's in Santa Monica somewhere.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, I loved doing the cards that sometimes the poems.
I know we got to bring those back. That was fun. Dirty Sanchez little poem. Because what would you do? You would do like we would do a poem. I'd like to see you and make you soften, or then I'll go back and give you the dolphin or something. Like I forget. I need to look those up.
I finally published my book, Sam, the Kama Sucia, I call it, the Kama Sucia.
What is Kama Sucia? Yeah.
So Kama Sucia is a parody of the Kama Sutra, but Kama Sucia literally in Spanish means the dirty bed. Not spelled correctly because Kama is with a K instead of the C, like Kama for bed, but Kama Sucia just means the dirty bed. And it's really a compilation of all those terms, the dolphin, the angry pirate, the
Remember, we had all those. That was
Abraham
great.
Lincoln, the
Let's see.
I mean, there's over 500 of them, Sam.
Yeah, no, I know. And remember, I'm just seeing if we have any of those at all.
Well, and I remember sometimes you would write the poem, I mean, 20 minutes before the show.
Yeah.
And for me, it was just an excuse to invite girls up and sit on my lap.
Yes, remember we would have a girl sit on your lap. Can we get a volunteer? And then you'd say, I gotta find those, man. Where the fuck are those poems?
Do you have any of those tapes? I mean, we must.
Yeah, I have all the tapes. Honestly,
Oh,
they're on.
man.
They're all on mini DV tapes. So, hey, man, it probably costs a lot of money, but I need to get them all like converted digitally. But yeah, I mean, I have them all.
Oh, amazing, amazing. That was such a yeah. If you bring back a sketch show, or please consider me. I'll come out. I'll audition.
Yeah, come on. No, totally. I would love to do that again.
But I feel like I kind of glossed over your question about Latino improv, and there were none. There were none in Chicago. I mean, so much so that I even asked like Armando Diaz, Horatio Sands, but Horatio had just gotten hired by Saturday Night Live, but he was always considered kind of the godfather of Salsation because even when we went to New York to a show, he came out to UCB to watch our show. But I don't, and since then, I've heard of a few like improvacis or like their mariachi improv or something. Right now there's
Marcella on SNL or whatever.
Did he come out of Chicago?
No.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I forgot. I don't know. But Raj, yeah, I mean, Raj is, he was the biggest one out of Chicago.
Sure. And now I know I've seen, I think it's called like telenovela, and they're doing improv and sketch, which is a Latino group, and Salsation is still together 30 some years later.
Oh, wow. Jesus, that's crazy.
So we started a good thing.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, is leaving that legacy. But yeah, I want to get, I'm going to put that sketch show together, and I'll definitely give you a call. Cause, I, for sure, it'd be fun to maybe even get some old Southpaw sketches in there. Maybe we'll dig up those Dirty Sanchez poems.
If you have them, man, I wish I would have.
Your emails. I'm sure I sent them to you at some point, or I don't know. I think we had email back then. It was probably my Hotmail account. I got to go searching through.
I'll look on my Yahoo and Hotmail, because I wouldn't doubt that there was a running order, that some of the poems were there. But, because I used to actually have a card, right? And we'd either put them in there.
Let me look too, because I know I have them printed out. Like I made some type of a faux book or something of them. I don't know what it was, but yeah, we'll have to find them. Those poems were fun. Yeah. Cause we would we got to get back to that and figure that out. Maybe you're doing it and ICE arrests you or something. We just have to update it a little bit.
How's the family? How's everyone?
Everybody is doing good. No complaints. Same old. My oldest is driving now, so that's pretty crazy.
Oh my! You're at the same house? You're the same place?
No, we actually moved. We moved. You'll have to come check it out. But yeah, we moved a little bit bigger place, a little craftsman house. Looks like a fraternity house. Looks like the animal house.
Oh, amazing! But your oldest is driving. I remember when they were still inside your wife.
Around, still inside my and you saw inside my wife, and
I know. I was there.
I saw them before they were born. You were there. I know. Good. Yeah, you were there in the old days when we were in the Shannon Tate house, or come over our like fraternity house. That was our first Silver Lake house, pretty much the Southpaw house.
Yes. And you had your drum kit set up.
Yep. Still got it set up here. It's just right to the side of me over here.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm sitting up in my attic here, so
I'll have to come out and check out your podcast studio, and I'm kind of working on mine.
Okay. Anytime you want to come on, just let me know. I actually got to get rolling because I got to pick up the kids. Yeah.
It's so funny because whatever
entertainment. I like your. What were you saying?
No, I'll say that logo that you have right here. I don't know if I'm pointing it on the upper right. It looks like it's sitting on top of my storage little thing up there. At first, I was like, "What do I got up there?" So But
that's my
yeah.
little AI Sam.
When do you go come on? When do you go on? Because I'd love to join you. When do you stream? Is it random or?
No. Every day at 5 p.m. EST, 2 p.m. PST. So 2 p.m. my time.
So 4 o'clock. Yeah, 4 o'clock Chicago
4
time.
o'clock Chicago time. Yep. So just for like an hour. So anytime you want to come on, just pop on. I do this 6 days a week.
Oh, Sam, man, I'm very happy for you, and so please say hi to Liz and everyone, the family.
I will.
And all the anyone else you still chat with. And thank you for having me on, buddy. If you don't mind, I'd love to come on, and I'd like to invite you on our C3 POD, or I have two. Paul Votto Presents, and then the C3 POD, which is collectibles, comic books, conventions, and it's with the toy experts from Pawn Stars.
And are you still doing cigars and stuff like that, or?
Yeah, Vato Cigars is still, and I have a coin, Vato Coin. Go to VatoCoin.com.
Okay, so that's like a meme coin, the Vato coin.
Yeah, the Vato Coin. I'll tell you all about it next time we chat.
Okay, I love it. And what about toys? What are you doing with toys, though?
So, well, being in Vegas for 12 years, I became friends with Johnny Jimenez, who was the original toy expert on Pawn Stars. He owns he owns the Toy Shack in downtown Las Vegas, and then opened up another place called One of Us Comics. And then the new toy expert, Steve Johnston, from Pandemonium Comics. He's the new toy expert. So the new season of Pawn Stars is starting, and he'll be on it a lot. And I'm basically the comedic, relief, but they're all very funny guys.
So
but they really know
Pawn Stars or what?
What's that?
You were on Pawn Stars, you were saying, or
no. The other hosts.
Got it.
Yeah,
okay,
but I'd love to invite you on to my podcast or the C3 POD, and we can cut it up there.
Yeah, I would love that. That'd be a lot of fun. I'm glad you came on today. It was good catching up.
Thank you. Likewise, Sam. Send me a text or call me, and I'll chat with you. And continued success, my friend.
You too. Good to see you, sir.
Thank you. Good to see you. Take care. Bye.
Guys, that was Paul Votto. Make sure you subscribe to him. This is Samson's World, where court, comedy, culture, and your world collide. I got to pick up my kids. Secret Service Sam out. Samson for president of the world.
Can you freestyle rap at all?
Not yet.
Doesn't it appear to be extremely coincidental that you guys arrest people right outside of Governor Newsom's press conference? Is this really just a show of power?